Hello, grüß Gott. This video is for Stillen, for me to describe an issue I'm having with my supercharger install on my 2011 Nissan Xterra. Now, this kit was for the Frontier Pathfinder Xterra, and the part I'm talking about is the idler spacer. It's your part number 407-400-33. Two of them came in the kit according to the parts list. And so here's the idler, and this is the one that goes on the driver's side. And we have it assembled correctly. The large bolt, a washer, and then the spacer in question. And this spacer is actually about 3 to 4 millimeters too long. And I wanted to see about purchasing possibly 2 more spacers from Stillen, one that's 3 millimeters shorter and one that's 4 millimeters shorter, so I can select the best one to, as best as possible, fix the issue. So the issue is that when this is installed, the passenger side, the belt rides with the edge of the belt just onto the idler, so it sits in between these two sides of the idler. On the driver's side, it actually hangs off the idler about 3 to 4 millimeters, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. So what we're going to do is go look at the bracket that we installed that came with the kit, and you'll see it's perfectly flush. So there's no way that in other words, we didn't use any shim washers underneath it or anything like that. So there's no way it could go further back. So we'll show you that here in a second, and I'll describe a little more about the issue. So as you can see here, this is the bracket that we installed, and we did have to hog out some of the metal, and that was not called for in the instructions. And I think that might have been a difference between the 2011 and earlier models. But it does sit perfectly flush against the casting. And so that part, we believe, is as good as it's going to be. So I'm going to install the pulley back on, put the belt back on, and we'll show you how the offset is there and how we'd like to correct that. So we've reinstalled the pulley here. And if you look at it as best we can from the top, you can see this pulley is further back than this one, probably about 10 millimeters or so. And we couldn't move this back too much further. So we can put a shorter spacer on and we won't hit, but it can only be maybe 4 millimeters that we can bring this back. We're thinking 3 to 4, that's why I'm saying maybe 2 different spacers. So I get the correct one. Because we also have the issue of the bolt that goes through and holds the bearing on is already going through the bracket, and it doesn't have much further it can go as well. I actually may have to trim the bolt, or maybe if you could send me a bolt that's maybe 5 millimeters shorter, that would work out perfectly, because I'm about 3 to 4 millimeters protruding behind the bracket already. So we're going to install the belt now, and I'll show you the offset that way. Okay, so now you're looking at the driver's side pulley. It's hanging off now only about 1 to 2 millimeters, but normally after I've been running it, it hangs off more like 4 millimeters, maybe 3 millimeters. And my concern is over a long period of time, that's going to cause the edge of the belt to have a problem and maybe end up making the belt fail earlier. So I'd like to just fix that problem now while I've got the install and it's brand new. So if you can help me out with some suggestions, I sure would appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.